Good afternoon. Welcome to the Unto Theolord Ministries channel. Please subscribe, like, and share. Please consider contributing to the ministry, for our primary ministry is to help the ones in jail or in nursing home. And when we go to those local jails and nursing homes, we need Bibles and other printings to hand out to these that are so often overlooked. Please help us reach these needed souls. Links to PayPal and Patreon are in the video description. We are also looking to partner with a few Christian businesses as an affiliate. Look into the video description for hyperlinks. Thank you.
Good evening, friends, neighbors, brothers, and sisters in Christ. Welcome to the Unto Thee, O Lord channel, and thank you for stopping by. A person's word is very important. When you make a promise and you do not keep it, that can be detrimental to your character. Once or twice can be understandable, but when you constantly do so, that is when there is a problem. When I make a promise, more than 98% of the time I keep that promise. Somehow, but I keep that promise. I too understand that on a rare occasion, things happen and you cannot keep a promise. But it is your overall track record that will determine your character. One case in point, a friend of mine, the first about 6 years that I've known him, he was as good as gold on his word. When he said something, you can bet that he was going to do it. But for the last 2 to 3 years, his word is not even worth a mound of beans. He has broken his word so many times. Like I said, one or two, a few is understandable. But when you constantly break your word with constantly the same reason, it starts to be suspicious. When he tried to rearrange the item that he was supposed to help me with, again for the umpteenth time, I have told him, no, you just go ahead and go to the hospital. You know that on the day that you are wanting to come over, you or else your wife will have to go to the hospital. So then just go. That has been his go-to excuse for not coming over to fulfill his word. He or his wife needs to go to the hospital. Now, I do understand that he does have some issues, and so does his wife. But every single time that he was supposed to come over and help me out, it has been the same excuse for the last 2+ years. Before that, for a year before that, it was one excuse after another. And that he would not want to keep his word. And so when I told him, you know what, you know that you are going to need to go to the hospital on that day, so then why don't you just go? He have then made a comment is saying something along the line, that is not Christ-like to judge. Okay, how many times have you read the Bible? Don't get into a biblical argument with me. I have studied it, and I know it a whole lot better. I told him, let's take a look at Matthew chapter 7. So we are going to go to Matthew 7, and it says, judge not. Oh, wait a minute. I would guess it does say, judge not. Oh, what am I thinking? Taking two words out of a whole passage and twisting it to my advantage. Let's take a look at it in context now. Because so many people wants to stop after judge not, and that's it. Let's see what the rest of the but of the passage says. Judge not, that ye be not judged, for with what judgment ye judge, ye shall be judged, and with what measure ye mete, it shall be measured to you again. And why beholdest thou the mote that is in thy brother's eye, but then considerest not the beam that is in thine own eye? Or how wilt thou say to thy brother, let me pull out that mote out of thine eye, and behold, a beam is in thine own eye? Thou hypocrite! First cast out the beam out of thine own eye, and then shalt thou see clearly to cast out the mote out of thy brother's eye. Give not that which is whole. Well, I'm not going to read verse 6 because I don't think that is really part of the passage, but Matthew chapter 7 verses 1 through 5. What is it saying? First take out the beam out of your own eye before you take out the splinter out of your brother's eye. When it comes to promises, I keep mine. I don't have a mote in my eye. Therefore, I can judge and say, you are not keeping your promises. I am not saying it to then be judge and jury. I am telling you from how you have been treating me that you have not been keeping your promises. Am I doing it to be mean? No. I am trying to help you be better. But if you want to cop an attitude because your feelings are hurt, maybe you should look in the mirror and see why your feelings are hurt. Because chances are it is true. The first two words is judge not. But when we keep it in context, it does not say that is the end of the conversation. Before you can tell someone to stop stealing, you have got to make sure you don't steal. before you can tell somebody that to stop with adultery. You've got to first make sure you are not engaged in adultery. In the Bible, there are two types of adultery. Make sure that you are not doing that sin before you judge somebody else. And when you do, let's do it like this passage says. We are helping our brother and sister become a better Christian. We don't want to do it to then publicly humiliate somebody, which is why I'm not saying what this person's name is. I am not doing this to humiliate him. I am doing this in hopes that he will get better. I hope we understand. We don't point out sins to humiliate. We all sin in one way or another. What is your sin? What is the sin that you are hiding from everybody else in hopes that no one will see it? John 3:16, for all have sinned and fallen short of the glory of God. My next video will be on the 2 unforgivable sins. Thank you, and have a blessed day.